Yo, what is going on guys, Flashverse here and welcome back to another video on The Flash Season 8. And for today's video we have some promo images released for The Flash Season 8 Episode 5, aka the finale for this Armageddon event titled Armageddon Part 5. So yeah, I'll be going over each of the promo images and give you guys my overall thoughts and theories in regards to what I think is going on. So yeah, a lot went down during episode 4, that being the penultimate episode of this event, where we obviously had everyone living in a reverse Flashpoint timeline in the year of 2031, and this timeline has obviously been created by Thawne, and he pretty much just stole Barry's life completely. Barry becomes the reverse Flash, he's now about to get erased from existence. Thawne becomes the Flash and he has all of Team Flash on his side, and it was one of my favorite episodes of Armageddon. But yeah, towards the end of the episode, Barry obviously uses the power of love to connect to the Speed Force so that he's able to restore the timeline, and he has to accelerate at Mach 20 in 2 minutes. And it works, he's able to restore the timeline back to how it used to be. He goes on to confront Despero and tells him what's actually going on, but also we had Thawne, aka the Reverse Flash, in the Time Vault, and he is seeking help from Gideon to change the timeline once again, and we will see how that comes into fold this coming episode. But yeah, we do have a plethora of more things taking place during this episode. We do obviously know that this will be the episode where Mia Queen, aka the Green Arrow, returns, but also we do know that this will be the episode where Barry finally gets the gold boots we've all been waiting for as well. So I'm very excited to see how that comes into play during this episode. But before I go over anything, however, you guys don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so you are aware of more Arrowverse content coming your way. But yeah, kicking off the promo images, we do have a bunch of different shots of Team Flash together in the lounge. And as we can see, the man himself, Joe West, is back for this episode, which is great. I really miss Joe, so it's just great to see him return. But I am guessing that this scene will be taking place right after the end of last episode, where Barry restores the timeline and reunites with Team Flash. So I am assuming that this is going to be the opening scene of the episode where Barry explains everything to Team Flash and how Thawne pretty much stole his life and how he executed this new timeline change which results to Armageddon. We do see the shot of Joe and Cecile hand to hand, and we do see that Cecile does look a bit worried. This is due to Barry mentioning the fact that Joe has obviously died in this Armageddon timeline. Now Barry does need to mention everything that took place in regards to Armageddon, because this is a new timeline where Armageddon pretty much never happened due to Barry restoring the timeline last episode. So Armageddon never happens, Barry never goes crazy and asks Jefferson to take away his speed, so he still has the level up at this point. Despero technically never arrives to kill the Flash, and Thawne never kills Joe and steals Barry's life. None of that happens. This is just a new timeline after the timeline has been restored. So yeah, Barry does need to explain a lot of events taking place which Team Flash wouldn't be aware of because they wouldn't remember it. The only characters who would have the memories of Armageddon would pretty much only be Barry, Thawne, and Despero. That would be it. Everyone else would not remember anything else taking place. But later on we do get the shot of Barry suited up as the Flash, and once again he is in the lounge and he's next to Iris. Now this could obviously be taking place before Barry is seated with Team Flash and he explains everything that took place, but it could also be taking place after, and this could be later on in the episode, which is the more likelier option, saying that the setting is a bit darker, which would lead me to believe that this is like during nighttime, which would obviously be later on in the episode because episode 4 ended in the day, and then that shot where Barry is talking to Team Flash is during the day as well. So this shot is probably taking place somewhere around like later on in the episode where things probably get more intense. Now here's where things get a bit interesting. Firstly, we get the shot of Caitlin, Cecile, and Chester in the Cortex. The lights are obviously out and they're looking worried, and this is the case because someone's obviously entered the building. Now, who could this be? Is it Thawne? Is it Despero? Well, if we have a look at the other shots, it's actually Mia Queen, aka the Green Arrow, and she is invading the cortex of Star Labs. So yeah, Mia has her arrows out, and this does actually get me pretty surprised, but it does look like Mia shoots Caitlin because Caitlin literally has an arrow stuck on her leg. How dare you, Mia? How dare you hurt Caitlin like that? But yeah, we do see that Mia is pretty much invading Team Flash. She's attacking Team Flash for a reason which I will get to in a bit. But yeah, we do get this wider angle shot of Iris and Mia aiming at each other, and this time Cecile is right next to Mia. Now we can take a pretty safe guess in regards to what's actually happening over here, because in the next shot we do actually see Mia collapsing on the ground with her bow and arrow on the ground as well, so she's disarmed. And this is actually because Cecile is using her telepathic abilities to obviously pin Mia onto the ground. So yeah, big up Cecile for saving the day. But we do also get this close-up shot of Mia in this Green Arrow suit looking badass. I really love that suit, it really looks cool. Now the big question over here is that why would Mia do this? Why would she attack Star Labs and shoot Caitlin when A, these people are all great friends with her father, Oliver Queen, and B, Mia has literally worked with them during Crisis. So what's actually going on over here? So from the end of last episode, we do know that the Reverse Flash has returned, and he basically acquires the help of Gideon to essentially change the timeline and what's been set. And in the promo for episode 5, it was mentioned that the timeline has changed. He's done it so where he's changed the timeline so much, he essentially breaks the timeline, and now the timeline is fighting back with Thawne's changes. And in the synopsis for the episode, in regards to Mia, it does say, Mia Queen drops in from the future looking to save a lost loved one, and she won't let anything stand in her way. So due to these timeline changes, she could be going after Barry because she blames Team Flash for these timeline changes, and maybe she sees something like temporal energy readings which has been created by speedsters, which allows her to assume that Barry was the one who did all of this, when we obviously know that it was Eobard who's been pulling the strings all along. But yeah, because of this, Mia would go after Barry and his loved ones, and then later on in the episode, Barry tells Mia everything, and then that is what results into Mia and Barry teaming up with each other to face off against the Reverse Flash. That could be quite possible as well. And I would just really love to see that. I cannot wait to see that, because we've obviously had Barry and Oliver Queen working together to fight the Reverse Flash during season 1. And now to see the daughter doing the exact same thing, it will just be a really cool callback to that moment in season 1 where Barry and Oliver worked together to fight the Reverse Flash. It will just be really cool to see that. Now in regards to who this lost loved one is, it's probably William. For those who do not watch Arrow, William is pretty much Mia's brother. Or it could also be that she ends up losing one of the Canaries, whether it's Laurel or Dinah, and due to this timeline change, one of them could end up dead, which is obviously something which could make her lose her mind to such an extent, where she goes after Team Flash, and she finds out that a speedster has been tampering with time. She would obviously go after the Flash because of that. So that would be a pretty logical explanation, and knowing Mia's character, like if you watch Arrow, she would be a type of character who would actually like fight her allies if she blames them. But lastly, to go over with the promo images, we do get the shot of Team Flash in the speed lab gathered around, and we do see that Caitlin still has the arrow wound on her leg, saying that her jeans are ripped. So this is definitely later on in the episode, so maybe this could be the final showdown between the Flash and the Reverse Flash, and we have Team Flash behind comms over there. We do see that in one of the monitors we do have a velocity count, and then in the other monitor it does look like a speedster suit. Saying that it is yellow, I think it's safe to say that this is most probably Reverse Flash. But yeah, this scene is most probably taking place during the final act of the episode. Now, saying that episode 4 ended with Barry and Despero somewhat being in good terms because Barry explained everything to Despero, it does seem like Barry and Despero will actually have some sort of an alliance during this episode where they go after the Reverse Flash together. But through set photos, we do know that this alliance will not last for long because we will be getting a final battle between Despero and the Flash. We have seen that from promo images, or not promo images, set photos. So we do know that for sure Despero and the Flash will have some sort of a final battle towards the end. So we do know that something big will happen which causes Despero to turn on Barry. So there will definitely be some sort of a twist taking place. What I think is going on is that Despero will try to kill Reverse Flash due to these timeline changes and due to him pretty much being the main reason for causing Armageddon. And now if we pay attention to the synopsis for the episode in regards to the Reverse Flash, it does say the conclusion to Armageddon presents an opportunity for the Flash to end his lifelong battle with the Reverse Flash for good. but the payoff could be too much for Barry and Team Flash to handle. So what I think is going on over here is that Despero will be on the hunt to basically go after Eobard Thawne and kill him, and this isn't Barry's character. Barry would be totally against killing regardless of whoever the villain is. He will never kill, and he would never be capable of doing something like that. But we know that Despero surely will, so maybe something like that will go wrong with their alliance, where Barry actually tries to protect Thawne because Despero is trying to kill Thawne. So that could be what causes Despero and the Flash to have their final battle. In regards to the gold boots, as I said before, I am very interested to see how that comes into play. I do have this pretty interesting theory which I've actually seen in social media, but it would be really cool if this was essentially Oliver's gift to Barry. Like, if we go back to Arrow Season 2, we know that Barry is the one that made Oliver that Green Arrow mask, which Oliver has worn for pretty much his whole crusade after he got that mask. So it would be really cool to see this scene between Barry and Mia, where Mia goes like, oh, I just found this in the bunker. I think my father wanted to give this to you before, but he never got the chance to because he obviously died. And this is when Barry opens it up and then he sees the gold boots. And then the gold boots would essentially be Oliver's gift to Barry in return. I think that would be a really, really emotional and just a really great scene to have. Hopefully it happens, but I guess we will wait and see in regards to how these gold boots actually come into fruition in this episode. But yeah guys, thanks for watching. If you guys have enjoyed the video, please give a like and subscribe. Be sure to tell me in the comment section down below how you guys think that Barry will get these gold boots. I'm interested to see all of your thoughts towards all of this as well. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.